Decorating Fanatic here. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And yes, my little dog is sleeping on my couch, but I want to take you guys into my kitchen, and there's a little project that I want to do that I've been meaning to do for quite some time, and I haven't gotten around to it, but today is the day. So let's go ahead into my kitchen, and I want to talk about my cabinets that I painted over 5 years ago. We're standing in my kitchen, and I want to give you some tips on how to paint your cabinets, and I want to tell you that these were painted 5 years ago and they've really held up really well. Now I do have a clear coat on them. Now at the time when we built the house, we just got builder's grade cabinets. They were oak. So 5 years ago when I painted these, I did a little research. Back then a lot of the chalk paint was very popular, and this color Chateau Gray, it's really not gray, it's green. But at the time I had white appliances, so I didn't really want to go with an off-white for my cabinet choice. And since then we have upgraded our appliances to the black stainless, which I really like. But on these cabinets here, what I did, this little piece here came from Home Depot. Now I just added a little detail to my cabinets to make them look nicer. I used an espresso paint color over top of the green and let the green show through a little bit. And then also over here, I added for detail the little rosette in this little trim piece. So on all the in between the cabinets where there was space, I put this trim work, which I think it adds nice detail to my cabinets. And as you can see over here, and then over on this side over here. So the reason why I'm in my kitchen today is because these 3 cabinets up here, something happened a while back where there's a little chip or something I needed to touch up, and I had some old paint. I don't know what happened. I decided I was going to paint the whole door, and for some reason it looked really chalky even when I put the clear coat on, and it just wasn't coming out right. So I'm like, there's something wrong, and then I threw some wax on there and I just didn't like it at all. So when my lights are off in the kitchen, you can really tell it looks real streaky and just not good. So anyways, I've got a brand new can of the Sloan paint, and then I went ahead and ordered the lacquer that I needed because, again, I want to touch up, and I used some Home Depot clear coat, and it is super shiny around the door handle, and I am not happy with it at all. So I'm like, I've got to order in the lacquer, and I got a fresh can of paint. So if I have to, I'll paint all 3 of these doors. But guess what? I'm not taking them off the hinges. All I'm going to do is take off the hardware, and I'm going to give them a little bit of sanding, and then I am going to paint these and lacquer it, and I think it'll come out really nice. Now, what I like about this stuff, I didn't have to sand my cabinets. I didn't have to prime them. All I did is open up a can of paint and started painting my cabinets. Now I did use a roller, that did work really well. And then what I suggest is you take, like I worked in sections. So these 3 cabinets right here, I took them off the hinges, and you definitely want to take them off the hinges so you get a nice professional look. You don't want to get any paint on your hinges because then it doesn't look as professional and as neat. So I took these 3 cabinet doors off, took them to my garage, set them up, and then I painted them. I let them dry, and then once I put a clear coat on them, they dried, I brought them back in the house and hung them back. So you don't tear up your whole house. You know, I wouldn't suggest taking all the doors off and taking them to your garage. I mean, you would just have a mess. Then you'd have to figure out where all the doors and the drawers went back to. So again, I just took off my 3 doors here, and I worked in sections. So I started here, and then I probably came down here and did maybe these 2 doors here and drawers. And then you just take your hardware off. And you know, guys, it does take a lot of time painting and stuff, but it's so worth the look of the cabinets to upgrade. I mean, like I said, it did take me a while to do it, but I worked in sections, and it was so worth it, and it really updated my kitchen and made it look a lot nicer. Well, if you can see my cabinets, I've sanded them, and while I'm sanding them, I want to get the clear coat that was on there off there, so I want to sand them before I paint them. So I'm almost finished now. And I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper to sand them, and I'm just lightly sanding them, and then I will wipe them down so I get all the dust off of them. And then I'm going to paint them, wait for them to dry, and then I'll put a lacquer clear coat on there. Well, my cabinets are all painted, and I must say they came out really nice. There's no roll marks or streak marks. And I went ahead and painted all 3 of them in a row because I was using a new can of paint. And like I said, my cabinets were painted 5 years ago. So I went ahead and painted all the doors, that way they match. So if you guys have any questions concerning cabinets that you want to paint, if you want to use chalk paint or you want to use enamel cabinet paint, leave me a comment down below and I will certainly answer all your questions and concerns you might have regarding painting your cabinets. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, happy decorating!